All right, guys, I'm gonna get this turned around. Hold on. Says we are now live. All right, so let's see if I can get this set up here, guys. I am wrapping up another fantastic day. Just coming back from presenting, and it's almost midnight. Wait a minute, sorry, guys. And I'm trying to get my my phone doesn't stand up that well in the car with motion, so maybe I gotta kind of. All right, let's see if she's gonna. All right, so we won't be long, guys. I am coming to you. It is midnight almost, right? It is after midnight. And so I'm going to tell this story, and I had a little bit of jazz on, guys. I'm going to tell this story just because I want to pass on to you some incredible information that I got this past weekend at an absolutely incredible event. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Janice Parker. I am formerly an electrician. I actually went to school to be a computer scientist. That did not happen. I am formerly an insurance salesman, sales lady, and I'm also formerly a car salesperson. I actually was had a major role in a huge automobile dealership right before the recession, and then with the recession lost it all and found myself back in 2011 looking for a new career track, something that could take me where I wanted to go. And I've been successful at being an affiliate marketer and then actually building a business, right, that has allowed me to have some freedom. And so that's why I can kind of come in late at night and get up early in the morning and do what I want to do. But I want to share with you guys tonight a success story. And this is about David and Goliath. And I heard a mentor of mine, Justin Prince, this past weekend at an incredible event tell this story. And I'm going to try and do it as much justice as Justin did it, but that's not 100% guaranteed. So I want to make sure we are live. Let's see. Yeah, we are live. Okay, great. So, all right. So now when we're talking about success, of course, all of us have obstacles. And a lot of times, we may not call our obstacle Goliath, but for purposes of tonight, let's call our obstacle Goliath. And everybody has a Goliath, whether it is, family, spouse, children, job, church, career, life. And one of the things that I found that's most amazing is that some of our biggest Goliaths happen to live in our own head. But I want to tell you this story about David and Goliath if you're up late as I am, as your nighttime bedtime story, because it's a story of success. And the interesting thing was, guys, there are, and a lot of us have had some I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda moments where we thought, okay, and for those of you, who are think this is going to give value to somebody, swipe left, right, up, down, depending on your phone, and share, because you just never know who it's going to benefit. And I pray that you guys find value. But so oftentimes we find ourselves in life and we're looking to accomplish something. We've got a hurdle or an opportunity has been presented to us and we don't know whether or not we should go ahead and accept that opportunity. Well, one of the things that happened with David, of course, you guys know that he heard that there was this big guy. I mean, this guy from birth was absolutely huge. He was just ginormous, just absolutely a huge guy, well over I think it was 9 feet, just huge. And he had been bred this way. He had been bred to be the warrior for the Philistines. He had been bred to be their protector, to be that guy that would give them dominion. And of course, on the other side is you and I. We are David. We're not, we've been bred to win, but we're not huge like this guy. This guy is humongous, right? So we're not huge like this guy. Well, so now you look at the fact that, they've put out that, we've got to get rid of this giant Philistine, but there is nobody that's ever going to be able to knock this guy out. And I don't know if you've ever started a project or want to start a project, or if you've ever had an idea or wanted to have an idea or wanted to put something into motion, or you ever wanted to even, start a business or join a business or join an athletic, maybe, how you like play intramural ball or whatever. But, there's always those people that try to tell you that you can't do something. So, little David, got wind that, okay, they want to, slay this Philistine. And you know, he heard that, okay, I'm going to get a princess. I'm going to get all this gold. I'm going to live in the mansion, in the castle. I'm going to, you know, be a ruler. You know, so his whole focus is, okay, now tell me about this princess. Like, is she pretty? How tall is she? You know, what color are her eyes? Like, while his brother is telling him, David, do you see sheep running around here? Like, there are no sheep. So what are you doing? You are a herder of sheep. You're a shepherd. You can't slay, you know, Goliath. And it could be that person that you really love the most. And I remember, you know, when I first started, you know, because I've always been just a little bit outside of the box, never really fit in, you know, to anybody else's mold. Like, if you cast me in a mold, I'm probably going to jump out, right? So quite like David in his pursuit to slay Goliath, there were people telling David that it can't work, you know, that you're not going to be able to do it. You're just a sheep herder. But David was focused on the prize. And this is where I want you guys to kind of zero in on, you know, the most important thing. He was focused in on the prize. He wanted to know about the princess. He wanted to know about the gold. He wanted to know about living in a castle. He wanted to know, okay, what do I get? And so while his brother was even saying all that stuff, and I think it was said that, you know, his brother even tried to embarrass him in front of some of the guards, like, David, this is not you. You can't win at this, you know? And David was like, okay, great. But the Bible says that he went to the next person, because here's one of the things that we have to learn. Whatever it is that we want to do, whatever it is that we want to accomplish, we just have to go get it. Nobody's going to give it to us. And 9 times out of 10, most of the people you speak to, unless you get yourself in a mastermind group and surround yourself by people that are like-minded, most of the people that you talk to are going to tell you what you can't do. You're not tall enough. You're not short enough. You're not smart enough. You're not thin enough. You're not fat enough. You're not smart enough. You're not dumb enough. You're not clever enough. You're not witty enough. They're going to give you some excuse, you know. And the thing is, and it doesn't mean that they're being mean to you. Please know that. Sometimes it's just them trying to protect you from getting your feelings hurt because they don't feel like you can do it. But nobody knows what your reward is. Nobody knows what he has in store for you. Nobody knows what destiny you're supposed to have, you know, what end result, what your reward is. And by the same token, nobody can slay your Goliath but you. Because sometimes, guys, we can be that person in here saying what we can and cannot do, but you got to be just like David. Go to the next person who will support you, who will tell you more about your vision, tell you more about that dream. Surround yourself with people who are pushing to achieve like things. It doesn't even have to be in the same profession. Some of my best friends are not in the same profession as I am, but we have a mastermind group where we collaborate and talk about where we're going to be, who we're going to be like, how we're going to live. So David, you know, he's not caring about, you know, where some guys might have been measuring the distance between, you know, the little slew, what do you call it? The sling and Goliath. And some people might have been looking at, you know, how tall is he and what's the trajectory and all this kind of stuff. All David was interested in, guys, was what's the prize? See, because if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. Excuse me, guys. If the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. It doesn't matter how tall he is. It doesn't matter that nobody is projected to beat him. It doesn't matter that I'm just a sheep herder. All that matters is that I'm going to win. And so, of course, you guys all know the story. Goliath comes out there with his massive self, and who is this man that thinks that he can slay me? And he's got the headgear on. And remember, in Roman headgear, it would come like around here, and then it would cover, you know, here. And so, and he was armored. So there's very little that he has very little space or to actually slay Goliath. So most people would look and say, there's no way. I mean, there's hardly any opening on this man. He is armored down, his chest, his arms, his hands, his legs, his knees, his calves, his feet. Everything is armored. But David is just like, okay, so now one more time. What do I get? If I slay this giant, what exactly do I get? David, you're going to get the princess. David, you're going to get, you know, the land. You're going to get the gold. You're going to be a ruler. David, if you slay him, all of this is yours. That's all this kid wanted to know. That's all he wanted to know. He didn't need to know what's the best angle. You know, sometimes we have knowledge constipation. We want to know everything there is to know about how to get where we want to go. But I heard this weekend. A lot of times the tongue in our mouth is doing more work than the tongue in our shoes. We just got to go to work. We just got to go to work. It doesn't have to be the prettiest, and in my profession, presentation. It doesn't have to be the prettiest display of your product. It doesn't have to be the prettiest anything, because you've got to be bad before you're good, good before you're great, great before you're exceptional. Just go do it. And the more you do it, whatever you're trying to do. I've got a young lady, and she was practicing to be a majorette. Well, the more you practice, the better you actually get. So, but David didn't care about anything except, I get the princess. So what happened? Well, we all know the story. David swings, right? David swings, and he swings, and he swings, and with one slingshot throw, one rock, he's got his rocks, right? With that one rock, he slings, and he hits Goliath in the one place that he was not covered, and he knocks him dead. Guys, do you understand that some of the best of the best of the best in the world took a shot? Michael Jordan, right? He took the shot, and he took it over and over again until at some point in time, all he had to do was step on the court, and you knew it was game on. You look at Steve Jobs, right? You look at how he's changed the world. He's changed how we connect to one another, right? Let's just even look at like Chick-fil-A. They've changed how business is done. They've changed how professional fast food is. Look at Kentucky Fried Chicken, and how many times people told him, no, it's not good enough. It's not worth it. Look at how many times. But each of these guys took their shot. Just like David took his shot. Just like you, me, we've got to take our shot. We've got to go out there, and we've got to give it everything. There is no competition. The only person you're really in competition with is you. So hashtag beat your best you. Beat your best self. You go out there and just make business happen. Just make life happen. Climb to the top of your job. Climb to the top, climb ranks in your church. Climb to the top of your high school class, your college class. Whatever you're trying to do, there's gonna be a Goliath. Why shouldn't you have one? There's one for everybody. Just go out there and defeat your Goliath and get your reward. But guys, you can succeed sometimes. And I've been in a company where, I got to one of the top positions in the compensation plan, and I was awarded, some of the very, very nice accolades, a vacation, a very, very nice luxury automobile. And there were still people who did not believe that, you can be successful. There were still people who said, well, there has to be a gimmick. And so quite like David, you've still got to be persistent and pursue making sure you get yours. So what did he do? He went over, he took his sword, and he took it up, and he brought it down, and he crossed his neck. And when the head came off of Goliath, then people believed. See, sometimes you've got to be that pace setter in your family and go out there and make it happen. Go get it. Do what you got to do. You've got to be that person that even if people that you love never, ever, ever believe or support, you get yours done. You've got to be your David, right? You have got to slay your Goliath. But here's the fun thing about life, and the fun thing about how we live it, is you're going to have more than one Goliath. David had more than one Goliath in his tenure as a king, right? They just came in different forms. And so for us, life is going to come at us in different forms, but the proof about who you are is not, that life happens to you. It's how you react to life happening to you. Goliaths are out there everywhere. But the beautiful thing is deep in you, you've been given the ability to slay any Goliath. You've been given the ability to win. You've been given the ability to be at the top of your game. Go out there, slay your Goliath, and get your reward. I am Janice Parker. I am excited to have you guys join. If you listen to this and you find that it has value and content, please feel free to share. You can follow me on Facebook at Janice Elisa Parker, on Twitter, Instagram, and on Periscope as Janice A. Parker, all one word. Love you guys. Have a great night. I'm going to bed. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.